Greetings, Enlightened Ones. Thank you for joining your generic store brand Reverend. In today's video, we're going to be going over, will AI replace acting careers? This is a topic that has been kind of covered by a few YouTubers out there, so I'm kind of giving my opinion on this take and kind of reiterating a couple of those same takes that other YouTubers have given. As you guys know, I'm fully pursuing a acting path or career. Those of you that are new to my channel or those of you that are reoccurring, welcome to the channel. I am an aspiring actor that is trying to get in the realm of psychological horror, or honestly, I will take any acting roles just for the experience alone to get my foot in the door. A little bit of an update on that for you guys before we delve into the video. I have started classes again. I had my first acting classes on Wednesday. So I started class with the Next Level Acting Studio out here in Houston. They have three, four, I think they have about 3 studios. They have a couple in Houston, I believe, and then they have one in Woodlands. I'm currently taking Shelly's class in the Houston studio. And it's been, just day one has been a fantastic learning experience that I feel like I got, even though the first class that I took back in August that I documented, it wasn't necessarily bad. It was that it wasn't the kind of experience that I was looking for or the knowledge that I was looking for. It helped a lot to fill in a little bit of the entry level knowledge, I suppose, kind of like what should I be using? Should I be using Backstage or should I be using Actors Access? So, and little key things that instructor told us about too when it comes to film and television. So I do greatly appreciate what I gathered from that class, but what I'm mainly wanting to focus on is refining my craft, being more comfortable up on a stage, though I don't really have that bit of a problem doing that, but that fidgeting, that anxiety, trying to get rid of a lot of that. And my biggest thing I want to work on is how the fuck do you memorize scripts? Because I'm not going to lie, it is something that I do struggle with. I work better with improv, and from what that instructor actually had told me that I first took back in August is that a lot of acting is apparently improv based, and the script is just to help you get a gist of everything going on and to follow a generalization of that script. But then the instructor that I'm currently taking right now, she's telling me to memorize the script word for word at first. So I'm kind of getting mixed signals with that. But yeah, really quick, I'm not going to get too much into detail. All I got to say is that this class that I've started working with on Wednesday has been a tremendous experience. Just, going over scripts and understanding that people have different perspectives of what that script means to them, what those characters are doing. It's kind of an interesting point of view, seeing it from other people's point of view, what they interpret that script to be, because I thought it was a bad relationship. Other people thought it was a bank heist, and then another person thought it was 2 friends. Or another group thought it was 2 friends. So that is a very interesting dynamic. So let's go ahead and then get into the topic of today's video. Is AI going to be replacing acting careers? And right off the bat, I thought this would be something that actually would potentially take away careers. I guess we should just kind of talk about AI, right? Let's get into the elephant in the room, right? AI has been around since about the beginning of 2020, since COVID had happened. I'm not really going to get into politics too much, but what I do want to say about AI is I do feel like it is the next foot in the door for government control and things like that. I can't really see AI really being used as a good tool for humanity. It's only there really to dumb us down even further than what our cell phones and social media have already done for us. So there's a lot that we can talk about in terms of the generalization of AI as a whole. And I do believe AI is very negative in the sense of art. It may not apply too much to actors and acting for that matter, and we're going to get into why that is, but just people's digital art or anything that they've created with their own hands. I mean, literally all AI does is just goes through the database of Google, all these search engines, what have you. It literally sifts through all the shit that we've ever posted in the online atmosphere and literally digests it, then regurgitates it in its own interpretation. And so that is kind of like the gray zone of copyright, because it's technically stealing somebody else's work from this guy, maybe that guy, and then mashing it all together. And then bleh, here's my interpretation, the AI's interpretation of what that artwork is by whatever prompt you give it, right? So, yeah, it's kind of a dark time in terms of being an artist. I don't think we will have that much of an issue when it comes to actually acting, though. And two big reasons is copyright. As of right now, as of this video, we don't really have any laws that protect AI art, because technically the AI doesn't own the art that it creates anyways. So if Hollywood were to ever want to create an AI movie, there would be no financial benefit, because anybody could just take that movie and claim it as their own, and they can't do anything about it, because again, it's not copyright protected. So there's number one major reason why Hollywood wouldn't replace actors with AI. The other thing is the negative stigma behind AI. As of myself, I don't fully support AI. Don't get me wrong, it is a cool tool, and I've used ChatGPT a couple of times. I'm not going to say that I haven't used AI. I think at this point everybody's kind of experimented with it just to kind of see what it can do. But the other thing that I failed to mention too is that I would be very careful with what information you are telling AI, especially personal sensitive information, because we are not safe in the realm of online. I mean, this is exactly why my acting style, my acting career is meant to kind of go against this type of shit, right? The psychopathy. My acting style is reflective of this type of shit where I wouldn't put like a lot of sensitive information into AI, because it's literally going to be used against you by these corporations that are collecting that information, right? So that's why I don't necessarily try to feed it any sensitive information about myself or try to tie it with myself, even though our phones technically listen to us anyways, but I digress. And so there's a lot of negativity surrounding AI, and I am one of them. And so I don't think somebody will fully support a movie that is completely AI generated because it's like, so you're telling me you spent over $30, $40, depending on if you buy refreshments or anything at the concession stand, right? You're telling me you spent over $20 to $40 to see AI generated slop. That's pretty sad. That it's not, you're not even paying for real art. You're paying for like, yeah, just a mess of crap that's being given to you. And don't get me wrong, there are some pretty crazy AI art projects out there. Now, if they were projects, totally fully support it. And what I mean by that is it's not being paid, or you're not getting paid for it. They're just meant to kind of be, I wouldn't say educational, the use for educational purposes, but more like filling in a void where the entertainment industry is suffering in. What I mean by that is, obviously you know Star Wars, right? Star Wars as a franchise has been on the decline for many years now since Disney has owned it, with the exception that there are a couple projects that Disney has done, such as Mandalorian or the Clone Wars series. So they have done some pretty okay Star Wars projects. But I feel like with their new trilogy, we're going to say Rise of Skywalker, Force Awakens, and whatever that last one is, I can't even remember because they're dog shit. But the I think Disney has failed the Star Wars community in a sense of not creating good Star Wars content. So what I've actually found on YouTube is a lot of people are using AI to generate these Star Wars projects, and I gotta say they're fucking good. They're pretty damn good and accurate with depicting Hayden Christensen's face. And it's wild, dude, like what AI can do in terms of piecing together a story. Some of these YouTubers that are just using AI to generate Star Wars content. It's that I'm okay with, and I don't say I fully support it, but it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to digest and see that people are using it to kind of fill the void of entertainment that Disney has been lacking. But that's some of the crazy shit that you can do with AI that I think is pretty impressive. So I'm not gonna say like all AI is fucking crappy and terrible. You know, I think if there's a demand for something, you best believe that people are going to use tools to fill that demand. What I think the entertainment industry will rather do, I think, in terms of utilizing AI, is I don't even know if this is still I don't know if this would still be technically capable of copyright protection though, since we just said that AI is not currently copyright protected as of this video. But what I think Hollywood would do is they will pay the actor to use their likeness for AI purposes, kind of like CGI in a way. So that way they don't have to pay an actor a large sum of money. They could just kind of they could pay them just to use their likeness, and AI can interpret their likeness to the best of its ability and just put it into a movie. So that way it's cost saving instead of having to use CGI, if that makes sense. Um, it could literally the majority of the movie will be created by humans and have still human actors, but like these major, we'll say Dwayne the Rock Johnson or Johnny Depp. We'll just throw some names out there. I think they would rather just pay them out for their likeness and just tell AI, I want Dwayne the Rock Johnson to fly out of a helicopter and hit a building or some shit like that. So the AI will literally generate that in the movie, and it'll look honestly AI looks a lot more believable than CGI. So it's gonna be cheaper than to pay some fucking software engineer to fucking program that shit. So in my opinion, I think that's what Hollywood will end up doing. But again, that's still following the lines of AI generated content. Even though the majority of the movie was created by humans, I don't know if it could be necessarily copyright protected. It's like a gray zone. I'd imagine it could be, but I'm not a fucking lawyer. I don't know how that shit works. But in reality, I believe that's what will probably happen. And then lastly, I mean, it's as simple as just saying, honestly, AI is just still not there yet. It's impressive, but I feel like it still needs a lot of refinement. A lot of people can still tell when they're watching an AI video, especially myself. A lot of the times you will see things like a car crash, and you'll digest it and be like, okay, how did that happen when the other car just hit that car, but there's no noticeable damage to the other person's car? Or an extra finger. Those types of errors still happen within AI. So, or just the way that the video is produced too, you can tell it's not right. Your eyes can tell it's fake. It's like made up. Until we've gotten to the point where we can't even tell fact from fiction anymore with AI. I think that's when Hollywood will probably start wanting to implement it and use it, and also when it becomes copyright protected. Because you best believe that I believe lawmakers will try to, I guess, well, people will try to push to have lawmakers make a law that says that you can copyright protect it, because why wouldn't you want to? In terms of Hollywood, you're saving more money. It's the whole reason why the industry is moving from Hollywood, the film industry in any way, and moving to states like Georgia. I hear Australia is a big one too, because of tax savings and tax evasion and all that shit. So that way they don't have to pay astronomical amounts of tax to produce these films. So, yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Really quick, was basically AI. As an actor, and probably maybe for you guys that are watching my video too, you guys are probably maybe future actors as well. I don't think you're gonna have to really worry about AI taking our jobs. There's just realistically, people are still wanting to watch real entertainment, and they're not going to want AI slop. I mean, shit. I even see in video games, if there's even an ounce of AI being used to generate shit in video games, people aren't having it, and they literally call out these developers that are using it. I know the Dead Rising 1 remake was using AI to generate textures, and people were not having that type of shit. So yeah, there's just a lot of negative stigma with AI in general. I don't believe it will be implemented in realistically the entertainment industry anytime soon. So I think we're safe for now. I wouldn't really worry too much about it. So you can have a peace of mind, and such as myself, and continue to keep on keeping on with your acting career. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for the video. If you also notice my backdrop in the back, I'm getting ready to do headshots for Actors Access, so that's why my hair is nice and freshly dyed too. I look like a stud, don't I? But yeah, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.